Good afternoon, this is Peskov. How can you hear me? Good afternoon, we can hear you well. Excellent. Hello, everyone. Today is April 8th. Today is a rather calm day for Putin in terms of the absence of any major public events. Today, there are internal working meetings. In addition to other affairs, Putin will continue to deal with regional issues. Today, the governor of Ivanovo Oblast, Stanislav Voskresensky, will be with the president's report. I don't have any other messages for you today according to the president's schedule. What questions do you have? May I ask a question on the Komsomolskaya Pravda? Yes, please. Let's start with the Komsomolskaya Pravda. Trump announced a truce in the Middle East in the war with Iran. How does the Kremlin assess this step? What role did Russia play in this, namely in the position of President Putin? And how strong can peace be? Thank you. I would like to remind you that from the very beginning, we have been talking about the need for a rapid transfer of this escalation into a peaceful course, a rapid transfer of everything to the track of political diplomatic contacts and negotiations. In this regard, of course, against the background of yesterday's rather harsh statements from different sides, which caused a lot of emotions in the world, we, of course, were pleased to receive this news about the truce and welcome the decision not to go further along the path of armed escalation, especially not to strike peaceful objects, objects of the country's economy, Iran. We consider this very important, very important. We hope that, as the media reports, direct contacts between the Iranian and American delegations will take place in the coming days, which will allow peaceful discussion to continue, and each side will be able to defend its interests not by means of armed intervention but at the table of negotiations. That's all I can say. Thank you very much, Dmitry Sergeyevich. You're welcome. Good afternoon. May I speak to Tass, please? Yes, please, Tass. Thank you very much. We would like to ask you about the development of the previous question. Is there any hope that the work on Ukrainian regulation, which the United States has been distracted from by the Middle East, will be activated now? Well, in general, these are not entirely interconnected processes. They are directly related to the fact that American negotiators are now engaged in Iranian affairs. We hope that already in the foreseeable future, they will have more time and more opportunities to meet in a three-way format. We are waiting for this. And we still highly appreciate the peacekeeping efforts of American negotiators and President Trump personally on the Ukrainian track. Thank you. May I ask another question? Go ahead. Thank you very much. Bloomberg has allegedly published a stenogram of the October phone conversation between Putin and Orban. Please tell us. How does the Kremlin view the publication of such stenograms in the press? Who can stand behind it? And is it possible to consider an attempt to sow discord between Russia and Hungary? Well, there is hardly anything that can sow discord between Russia and Hungary. On the contrary, the information published in Bloomberg shows Orban with a very pragmatic and effective point of view. He is really a very effective politician, a very effective head of state who protects the interests of his own country. Not Russia, not America, but his own country, Hungary. And in fact, this material that has been published demonstrates this. I would even take it as material in support of Orban. But, to be serious, many forces in Europe, Many forces in Brussels would not want Orban to win the election again. This is well known, this can be seen with the naked eye, and of course they are playing along with the forces that are politically opposing Orban. And they believe that the publication of such materials can harm Orban himself. We do not agree with this. As for us, you know, we are very careful about the closed nature of the conversations that are being held at a high level. And we do not sympathize with any attempts to make the materials of such conversations public. Anything else? Thank you very much. Are there any more questions? May I? Who? Excuse me. Commerkant FM. Go ahead. Thank you. At the beginning of the week, it was reported that the Ministry of Digital Affairs, in dialogue with companies on the restriction of VPNs, will somehow limit and control this. And now users already feel the results of this joint work. And in the Kremlin, they feel some inconvenience due to the struggle with the means of bypassing the blockade. And does the Kremlin like the pace of this fight against VPNs? Well, look, after all, the conclusion should be given by specialists. We, as users, can only state that, yes, the interference with communication, with the Internet, continues. It works unstably, different resources. But we know that our relevant services are engaged in normalizing the operation of the Internet.